Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Nottingham Forest Career Mode. This is episode number 20. Wow, we've done 20 of these and I still want to die. So, let's get into the swing of things very early on. We've got a game against Swansea City right now, and as you can see, this season has got off to an excellent start for us. 5 wins out of 5, 6 wins out of 6 if you include the performance in the EFL Cup from last episode. But this episode has been more of a tricky one. We have 4 games for you. This one against Swansea, one against Brighton, and then 2 tough games against Spurs and Manchester United. So this is going to be a very interesting episode to see how many points we can walk out with and what will happen, you know, for us if we can actually get a win or whatever. Swansea, anyway, start off this first half on the front foot. They were almost in complete control for the majority of the first half. Well and Ruther there, you're going to see in this episode, is going to become quite a lifeline for us. Makes a great save there against Dyer early on. Then they get a corner a few minutes later on in the game, actually on the brink of half-time. And again, Well and Ruther called into question to make that incredible save. Now we knew we had to just turn the plug on. We had to just start moving. We had to get somewhere we could risk conceding a goal to Swansea. It took until nearly the 70th minute, but Cohen whips in a ball, gets played back to him. Thankfully, Cohen's able to control it, and he whips it back in. Lansbury at the far post, and headers it in for a 1-0 lead. Thankfully, Henry Lansbury there was able to knock that one in. I mean, if you take a look at this on the replay, it's good control by Cohen. He just whips it in. It just meets Lansbury beautifully there. And Bentner deciding that because he couldn't get the goal, he would slide tackle Henry Lansbury in retaliation. Lansbury getting his first goal of the season, and it was so good to score against Swansea, considering there was the threat that we were legitimately going to concede to them. Moving on now, just 10 minutes after that goal, Swansea give away a stupid ball, but there Bentner has it, finds Lansbury, he controls it, hits it with his right foot, and it's in the back of the net. That's a nice goal by Lansbury to make it 2-0 for us. Not long left in this game, so it begs the question, could Lansbury get a hat-trick? I don't know, but 2-0 is a comfortable enough lead to end this game on. Look at this, just Lansbury left in so much space, knocks it off the near post there, and yep, that's 2-0. That is 2-0, and that game is over. It is going to be 3 points for us here, but in the 90th minute we decide we want to press on a little bit longer. Pereira hits a far ball up to Villalba so he can have some speed when he gets on it. Beautiful job there. Takes a touch, takes another one, whips it in. Lansbury's there for an absolute rocket of a goal to complete his hat-trick and to also score a perfect hat-trick. His first goal was a header. His second one was with his right foot. This volley was with his left foot. I believe to be his weaker foot of the two. And he scores that beauty of a goal to seal the game for us in the 90th minute. It looked risky, but then once Lansbury got his shooting boots on, there was nothing to worry about. The game ends 3-0 between us and Swansea. What an incredible way to start off this episode. It was good. It was a strong performance by Well and Ruther in goals, and another strong performance by Lansbury here, as we get to see him pick up the ball. Wow, it was his performance of the season, and it gave me faith in playing him as Cam when he's netting 3 goals in that game. Very strong indeed. But we move on now to the game against Brighton. After this, we had an international break, which was very nice. It meant we got to train some players and get some rest in. But Brighton are sitting right at the bottom of the table right now. I believe they only have 1 win to their name, and I think they've lost the rest of their games. So it gave us every hope in the world that we were netting 3 points here against a team that got promoted with us. I believe Brighton were of course through the playoffs because Newcastle won the league and we came second. So we changed up the lineup a little bit. I think I moved Lansbury down into CDM. Or no, I think I kept him a Cam and played Sincraven on the left. That's what I think I did. So there we have it. We had an interesting lineup here. And I gotta give Brighton credit where credit's due. They were tough in this game. We get a shot early on here with Asa Malonga, who makes this save, and it's back into, I think they signed Ben Foster when they got promoted, so it clearly shows that, you know, they knew they were going to be conceding goals, and it was going to be a difficult job for them. You can see here, though, another over-the-top ball into Asa Malonga. From that angle, though, Asa Malonga nets a beautiful goal. It is, as a phrase that I don't think I've said in a few episodes, beautifully done by Asa Malonga. It is a really nice ball in there, and finally, the striker's woe is over as Asa Malonga becomes the first of him and Bentner to net a goal in this season so far. I think that's Diawara playing the ball into him. Nice ball in. Asa Malonga's there. He megs one player, and Foster just leaps too late, and to be fair, the angle for him to dive is just going to be too difficult to get it. No, I mean, he was kind of just not going to happen from the moment he left Assombalonga's boot. 1-0 though, and that gave us all the momentum heading into the second half, where Brighton amped up the attack. And look at this now, just sloppy play in the box, can't clear that ball. Lua with a shot, and it's in the back of the net. That is also a nice goal there. If you're going to see it on the replay now, we literally part the Red Sea for him. There's about 2 men around him. They both miss their tackles, and he has just the chance of a lifetime to knock it in the back of the net. Here we go, look at this. Just Lansbury can't clear it. There you go, up, completely open from there. I'm not too sure what Groyich is doing. Not too sure what I think it might be Richie is doing. They're just standing there and allow that ball to go flying in. 1-0 here, and now we're at the risk of dropping points and taking our first non-win of the season. Oh, it's going to be our first loss of the season. In the 90th minute, Brighton, the team sitting in last place, are going to knock off the team in first place. Talk about scripting, as Baldock, they leapt up for that ball and hit it into the back of the net, and you can see just the feeling going through Papa ProJaked, the first loss of the season. And it's okay though, in a way, that it was to Brighton, because Brighton last season were a tough team for us. I know we beat them on more than one occasion, but they were a tough team. Ignore the black box in the corner, that's not there for any reason at all. But look at Brighton's fans, they go absolutely ballistic as they finally get a win and they knock off Nottingham Forest. This is a huge win for them. Congratulations to Brighton, but it meant we dropped 3 points and Leicester went into the top spot of the table. We had to try and bounce back, but it was not going to be easy, because after this we had Spurs, and we needed the win here to try and get back in the season, and we needed the win to pull away from Spurs as well. And you can see they're treating this as an important game when their front three are Lamela, Eriksson and Jamie Vardy. Not too sure why Hugo Lloris was on the bench, or Harry Kane for that matter, thinking about it. Anyway, whatever they want to decide they can do, but here is our team. I think it was completely unchanged, because I forgot to change it. It was unchanged from the loss against Brighton. But here's Sinkgraven making a run here from the wing into the box, or just outside of it, but unfortunately Vorm found that to be a really easy save. This game was another incredibly difficult game. You're going to see, I think we have the majority of the highlights, but Spurs were a tough team to break down. And look at this here, Lansbury through, you think it's going to be a goal, but I don't know if he didn't put enough power into it or what, because Vorm is there to stop it. Second half now, we get a corner, whip that one in, Vorm powers it out, and then De Ligt of all people decides he wants to try and take a shot. Absolutely skies it. Now, here we go, dying moments of the game. Look at this run by Villalba. He gives Bergwijn all the shot in the world. Bergwijn has got virtually nothing to do but put it in the net. Oh, and it goes over the bar in the 88th minute. Bergwijn, who came on, could have been a super sub and could have got us back on track with 3 points. Look at this. Incredible chance. Maybe the angle was a bit awkward for him to boot it, but it ended 0-0. We walked away with a point, but I also believe Leicester only got a point in their game as well, so nothing was changed in that aspect. But we finish off this game against Manchester United, the team that we knocked out of the FL Cup when we put in one of our best teams and they put in one of their worst teams. So that didn't give me much faith heading into this game, considering we knocked them out on penalties as well. So you can see the difference here. De Gea in goals, Bailly and Blind, Mkhitaryan I think did play. I know Martial played. Rashford didn't play, I want to say. I don't think I remember Rashford playing in that game. But this game, this lineup was a lot more serious, and you could tell, because Manchester United in this entire game were all over us. I think they had 66% of the possession, and it shows when early on, I think that was Luke Shaw, might have been, was running up and putting in that shot. I don't know, I'm not too sure about that one, but Martial here plays into Rashford, who plays it back down to Martial. That is a Manchester United through goal. And it was a really nice goal as well. That passing 1-2 between Rashford and Martial. And when Martial's in front of the goal like that, you know it is going to fly into the back of the net. Well, and Ruth had performed well before this point, but look at that. There's nothing you can do when Martial is just powering it through. He's completely unmarked, and he's just going to smash that past Well and Ruth. Very unfortunate to concede there, but hey, it was kind of obvious that this game was not going to be an easy one for us, and it seems as if finally the realism is setting in. You know, the fact that we are not a top team. We should not be in the first place position that we were. There's Luke Shaw's shot. There must have been someone else earlier in the game, probably Mata. But there you have it, another great save by Luke Shaw. But yeah, the realism setting, and I think from now on it's going to become a struggle to get wins over teams like Manchester United. And I think that's going to make this career mode a lot more realistic, which I'm looking forward to. Anyway, second half here, you're going to see our best chance of the game. Ben Osborne making a run through the defence here. He goes all the way. Looks like a promising chance, but it's just a weak shot, and it just falls right into De Gea's stomach. Now we move on onto the other end of the pitch. Morgan Schneidlin now with the ball. Miazga trying to stop him, but he can't. Schneidlin holds onto the ball, finds Mkhitaryan, who completely embarrasses El Nene and smacks into the net for a really nice goal as well. For 2-0, and the game's sealed with 25 minutes to go. I'm pretty sure that shot by Osborne was maybe our only shot of the game. Look at this here. You just see him there's not even a roulette. He just turns and turns back. And that was it. The game was over at that point. 2-0. We held on to a win for Jose Mourinho and a win for Manchester United. And a second loss for us in this episode. So we walk away out of 12 points only with 4. A dismal time to say the least. And as you can see, Leicester now 3 points ahead of us. Spurs still just 1 point behind us. But you know, sooner rather than later, we're going to be dropping out of that top 5, and we're probably going to be down where about West Brom are. We'll see what happens there, but that's going to end this episode of Career Mode. Thank you guys for watching. Take care, guys, and ta-ra.